Well, more conversation now in the studio here. Indian policy analyst Siddharth Banerjee joins me. It's appropriate, do we think, that this statue, if it was to go anywhere, should be in London?
Definitely. There's a huge Indian diaspora in the country. I think it totals about 1.5 million people. So it's something that was inevitable, I think, at some point. But there's also a lot of other optics going on. There's an election around the corner. So now's as good a time as any for the government to do it.
Yeah, I know there's an election around the corner, but a project like this takes years, doesn't it, of planning and fundraising and then getting the permissions. What do you know of the backstory to it?
Yes, so Meghnad Desai, who helped commission it, he's an Indian origin UK resident now, economist. They initially thought they would get money from the UK government, which I believe didn't pan out. And so they had to kind of crowdfund it or crowdsource it. Yeah. And even that money, you didn't get from small donors, it was all big donors. So in the end, they had to get, I think, £100,000 from Lakshmi Mittal, the steel tycoon, and about £200,000 from the Infosys people, which is a big software company. So it had its road bumps, but it finally came out.
And although you can make the argument to acknowledge his huge contribution, in any case, is it an opportune moment that you underline what UK-India relations are like now?
Sure. The main...
the implication in my question is, do they need a bit of help, I suppose?
Well, there's a lot of economic backstory to this and geopolitics as well broadly. But economically speaking, India invests more in the UK than all of the rest of the EU combined. And UK is the biggest G20 investor in India. So there's a lot of that. But there's a couple specific issues, such as the $1.6 billion tax bill for Cranes Energy that Chancellor Osborne was trying to talk to Minister Jaitley about, Finance Minister Jaitley about. Another thing is the insurance bill that's been passed in India that will help UK companies invest in Indian insurance sector. And finally, the defense sector. India is increased its defense spending by something like 12% in the last budget and increased the amount that foreign companies can spend to 49% from about 25%. So these are all signals that they're giving that they want more inbound investment.
So you mean beyond the rosy glow of acknowledging a great historical figure, there's actually the hard deals of good business plans and some defense procurement going on?
Yes, you've hit the nail on the head. I mean, the unveiling of this statue is largely symbolic. There's a lot of other behind-the-scenes issues that are going on. Minister Jaitley met people from JP Morgan, UK Chamber of Commerce, and so on. He had a number of meetings to cement that economic partnership as well. So I think that was kind of the main thrust of this.
And all the complexities of that, I suppose, and the competing priorities and the unsaid reasons why people might want to do deals and position each other compare rather starkly to a very simple, peaceful message of Mahatma Gandhi, wouldn't you think?
Yes, as somebody I was talking to here earlier said, he probably would be turning in his grave if he knew that things like, missile deals and so on were being signed around a dedication to him. You're right, he was simple and that was kind of his greatness. But he was also an extraordinarily complex and nuanced man, and that's finally coming out a lot in the Indian critical sort of literature.
Sure. What would he have made, though, of the complex world where actually, at the same time as we acknowledge him, we do a deal to supply lethal weaponry one to another?
Yeah, so as Prime Minister Cameron mentioned, he had something called Satyagraha, but he also believed in another thing called Swaraj, which is self-rule. And so he was more interested in things being produced indigenously. So these sort of trade ties, unless they also benefited different sectors of society, such as the lower castes and so on, he probably wouldn't be that happy.
OK, well, on that rather unhappy note, we'll have to complete our conversation. Siddharth Banerjee, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.